Okay, let's review linear functions and how to write a linear equation given particular data. So in this first example, we're given a graph and we're going to write our equation, our linear equation, in slope-intercept form. So remember, slope-intercept form, M is your slope and B is your initial value, your Y-intercept. It is the ordered pair that is 0, comma, some number. So when you know your 0, comma, some number, then you know the B value. This is the Y-intercept, where our graph crosses the Y-axis. So let's take a look and find 2 points and find the slope. So here is a point, and here is a point. There's all kind of points on our line. There's infinite amount, and you can use any two that you want. Always start from the left and move your way toward the right. So we always read our graphs left to right, just like a book. So we can also go ahead and see that our slope is going downhill. So we're going to have a negative slope. So I'm going to start at this point, and it's rise over run. So we're going to do the rise, the vertical movement. So I went down 1, and then I went right 1. So our slope is -1 over 1, or just -1. Now, if we, excuse me, if we use like this point and this point, we could see that we're going down 2 and left 2. And again, that's going to give me -2 over 2, which simplifies to -1. So again, it doesn't matter what 2 points you use on the line, as long as you make sure you do the rise over the run and work your way from left to right, your slope is going to be the same. So we're going to have y equals -1x, and then the b value, again, it's where it intersects on the y-axis and it intercepts at 4. So it's going to be +4. So here is the equation. Okay, now let's take a look at when you have been given 2 ordered pairs or several ordered pairs of the line. We are going to find the slope using our slope formula. But before we even start that, I'm going to look to see if I have been given the y-intercept, which is the b value, and I'm looking to see when x is 0. So yes, I have been given that ordered pair, the y-intercept. So like on the coordinate plane, 0, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is where the line is going to cross the y-axis. So 6 is the b value. So we already have half of the values that we need to write our linear equation. Now I'm just going to pull 2 ordered pairs. I like to pull them out of the table. That's just how I like to do it. And now we're going to use our slope formula. So this is our first x, our first y, our second x, and our second y. So we're going to say y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. 7 minus 8, -2 minus -4. Since we have all these negatives and subtract, we can say keep, change to make it a little bit easier to calculate. So our slope is -1 over 2. So we put that all together, y equals -1 over 2x, and then we said our b value was 6. So here was our 6, and we would go down 1 and right 2 places, down 1 and right 2. So this is what the graph would look like. Okay, now let's take a look at a snippet of a function table where you can see that we do not have the y-intercept. We do not have that b value given to us. So the only thing we can do first is find slope. So again, I'm just going to pull 2 ordered pairs from the table. I just like to write them horizontally like this. And then we're going to find the slope So I have y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So again, I like to do keep, change. So we get 2 over 3. So we have y equals 2 over 3x plus b. So now to find the b value, we need some value, a number, to go in for the x and the y, so we can have only one unknown value. So I'm just going to pick any point from the table to plug in for x, to plug in for y, and then we can solve for b. So I'm just going to choose this last ordered pair. So I'm going to replace the x with -6. So I got that from that ordered pair. And then the y, so when x is -6, y is -12. So now we're going to solve. So I'm just going to bring down -12. Here I'm going to multiply 2/3 times -6. You can use a calculator, of course. I can simplify before I multiply straight across. I can multiply or divide this 3 goes into 3 once, and it goes into the diagonal -2. And then 2 times -2 is -4 over 1, which is just -4. So this part is -4, so don't get lost in your calculations. Okay, so the way I got 4 is from right there. If you don't like simplifying on the diagonal, you can simply multiply straight across. 2 times -6, 3 times 1, and you see you still get -4. Now we're solving for b, so I'm going to add 4. And my b value is -8. My m is 2 over 3, so we can put that together. Y equals 2 over 3x minus 8. And that's our linear equation. Now let's find the linear equation. Same idea, but instead of a whole set of ordered pairs, we're just given 2. So number 4, the first thing I'm looking for is, do I have the y-intercept? And I do, 0, 6. So this is my b value. Now we just need to find slope. So this is x1, y1, x2, y2. So we have 8 minus 6 over 2 minus 0. That gives us 2 over 2, which is 1. So m is 1 and b is 6. So altogether, y equals 1x plus 6. On number 5, I don't have the y-intercept. So the only thing I can do now is find slope. So we're going to find the slope. So slope is going to be 8 minus 2 over -1 minus -3. Be careful with your negatives and subtract. So I get 6, keep, change. It's going to be 2. So 6 over 2 is 3. So m is 3. So this is what I do know. Y equals 3x plus b. Now we need a value for x and a value for y, and we're going to get it from one of these ordered pairs. It does not matter which one we use. I'll just use this one right here. Again, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to plug in 8 for y, -1 for x, and we're going to solve for b. 8 equals 3 times -1. We're going to isolate b, so I'm going to add 3 to both sides. And our b value is 11. So now I can write this, y equals 3x plus 11. And I hope this helps.